Rheumatoid arthritis and other autoimmune diseases are a major problem in the country today. I've been seeing a lot of rheumatoid arthritis lately, and I'm happy to let you know that of the last 4 cases that I've seen, all 4 are in complete, virtually 100% remission. I don't believe there is such a thing as autoimmune disease. I don't believe that God designed the body to turn against itself. There are other factors that make this happen. We've talked about mercury. Mercury is a heavy metal and lead that can combine with proteins in the body and make them look different, causing an immune response to those tissues that were altered by a foreign substance, such as a heavy metal. That's one factor. Another factor causing disease is bacterial intoxication in the gut. The bacteria can be putting toxins out into the system that can settle in a joint. The immune system sees it, and potentially you can get arthritis or another itis in any part of the body. There is arthritis, colitis, dermatitis. These are all inflammations, and they all have reasons for happening. A major cause of rheumatoid arthritis, in my opinion, is infection within the joint. This goes back many years. It's the work of Thomas McPherson Brown and others, who demonstrated that there are very small organisms, very fragile organisms called mycoplasmas or L-form bacteria. These are bacteria without cell walls that can survive in the body. Without a cell wall, they don't put out a vigorous immune response. When you get a strep throat, you know it. That's a very vigorous immune response, and your body is hot and toxic. And that's due to the reaction against the cell wall of the bacteria. But these bacteria don't have cell walls, so there's a very low-grade immune response to them and a low toxic output. So you get a chronic indolent problem. Rheumatoid arthritis is one possibility. Lupus is another. Scleroderma is another. All of the autoimmune diseases could fit into this. Again, there are causes. I don't believe that God did it, and I don't believe that your body was set up to have this happen. There could be a genetic propensity due to a sensitivity to an organism that you have that another person doesn't have. So yes, genetics are involved, but your body is not made to turn against itself. There has to be something else, in my opinion. The therapy that I'm using right now for rheumatoid arthritis is a combination of an antibiotic of the tetracycline family that knocks out this type of L-form bacteria, bacteria without cell walls, and I combine that with a hormone therapy, a balanced hormone treatment to augment weak adrenals, because the majority of these patients do have weak adrenals, and the adrenal gland is the key for moderating inflammatory response and stress. And I use a preparation that's a balanced hormone preparation. It just doesn't have cortisone, because cortisone by itself can be very dangerous. It's associated with all kinds of toxicity, toxic and side effects. So we don't want to use that. But a balanced preparation could be useful, and combined with the antibiotic, I've seen several patients now in a row fully recover from rheumatoid arthritis and have good lives. I'm very hopeful that this is going to continue. Dr. Brown and others reported that the antibiotic alone significantly helped 85% or more of their cases. Now I realize that my short series of 4 is not the thousands of cases that he had, and even though there's 100%, perhaps as time goes out we'll find that this combination is not going to be 100%, perhaps more like 85%. But even if we just look at McPherson Brown's work with just the antibiotic alone, and here is a case for drugs. Yes, there is a case for drugs. We can help patients with rheumatoid arthritis. And I want to close by making one comment about drugs. All drugs are good if used properly. The problem with drugs is, in general, they are not used properly. Drugs have clear indications. They should be used judiciously. For certain conditions, I believe that in 80 to 90% of cases, drugs are improperly used. But all drugs can have value when properly used, and we see that here in the case of rheumatoid arthritis, where a very inexpensive, commonly used antibiotic can provide nearly complete relief in many cases, and in many cases a total remission.